Good morning, welcome to day 5 of the trip. So today, I check out of the hotel today, and my ferry is at 11 o'clock tonight. So it's currently about 8:30, so I've got quite a long time. So the ferry port is 20 miles away. So my plan today is to right down to Caen, visit Caen. I'm going to revisit Pegasus Bridge, because when I spoke to you the other day I was actually on the wrong side of the river canal. So before I go back home, I think I'm going to revisit that. I'm not going to go back up the canal the way I did the other day. I'm going to do a slightly different route back to the ferry port, and a final visit to Sword Beach. And that's basically what my plan for today is. I need to go down and get some breakfast in a minute, and yeah, I'm mostly packed up now. Yeah, it's just the stuff I'm actually wearing, and need to put my kit on and that kind of thing. So yeah, nearly done. It's the weather is very foggy outside. Hopefully that'll burn off a bit later on. So you know, we'll have a bit of sunshine again like we did yesterday. Anyway, I'll pick you up in a bit. So I was unsuccessful in getting a bit of breakfast. I think there's a little bit of a language barrier on my part, to be honest. So the first day I ordered breakfast and I got breakfast. Yesterday I turned up, and she said, "Oh, just help yourself." Okay, so I did. And then today I went down and there was nothing. So I think I was meant to have booked it the night before, but never mind. There's a place that opens at 9:30 in the square there, and I think I'm going to have something from there, a coffee and a sandwich and that sort of thing for breakfast. And then sort of head east towards Crapon, which is the scene of part 2 of the only person on D-Day who won the Victoria Cross. Now his name was Stan Hollis. So that'd be the sort of first point of interest for today. And then after that we'll just go and have a look around Caen. And then, as I said earlier, just head up towards Pegasus Bridge again, and have a look at it on the right side of the thing this time, where the gliders actually did land, not in the little marshy bit that where I was stood. I did think it was a bit like, a bit boggy down there, so you know, I was actually on the wrong side. There you go. Right, see you in a bit. Well, I'm now sat here on the front in the square with my coffee and my panini. Fog's beginning to lift, so that's good. Look, I can even see the sun up there. But it was pretty thick overnight. I was sat watching TV, and well, I say TV, it was on. I couldn't understand a word it was saying, obviously, but so I had it on mute. Anyway, I looked out the window and it was pretty foggy. Oh no! And then when I got up, I couldn't see the 360 video. Well, it is, I suppose, the 360 cinema, and the statue and everything up on top of the hill there was all shrouded in fog as well. But yeah, I liked our march. It's all right. I've just walked out of our march, just looking back down into the town now. The town cemetery is there, and this road here, it takes you up to the cinema. This is the way you go, rather than that precipitous wall that I came down on the way in. So, signpost over there says Caen 29 kilometres. It's a little bit more than that for the route I'm taking today. I'm doing the touristy bit. But yeah, recommend our march to stay in if you're going to come out this part of the world. What I will suggest is, if you go out on day rides like I did yesterday, is to take some food with you, because I got caught out really. I was expecting there to be a visitor centre at the Pot du Hoc, and there was, but it was closed. And I'd passed the shop, one shop in the 20 miles that was open, turned around, came back, and it was closed for lunch. So there's a cultural thing there, you know, is they do shut for lunch. So, you know, don't do as I do. Take some food with you. So I was pretty empty by the time I got back here yesterday afternoon. Anyway, I'm going to carry on, and I shall pick you up in a bit. So you now find me in Crippon. And this is the village where Stanley Hollis stormed a machine gun thing and rescued two of his colleagues whilst under fire, and received the Victoria Cross, because it was the second such thing he'd done that day. And this behind me is the Green Howard's memorial, and the soldier is said to be a likeness of Stan Hollis. The Normandy campaign took 10 weeks, and all these names on these plaques basically were lost during those 10 weeks. Stan Hollis did survive the war, died in 1972. It's such a peaceful part of the world. It's just amazing that, you know, such a big world event took place here. You know, you come away from the coast and it's very rural. Here we go. Stanley Elton Hollis. There's a photograph of the man himself. Stanley Elton Hollis, CSM, of D Company of the 6th Battalion of the Green Howards, was the only British soldier to be awarded the most prestigious decoration by King George VI for bravery on the front, in front of the enemy on D-Day, the 6th of June 1944. He was born on the 21st September 1912 at Loftus, northeast of England. He joined the Merchant Marines but contracted a fever which put an end to his maritime career in 1930. He returned to North Ormsby, where he found employment as a chauffeur and married Alice Clixby, with whom he had 2 children. At the declaration of war in 1939, Stanley Hollis was called up and joined the 6th Battalion of the Green Howards. In 1940, he was a corporal and commanding officer's dispatch rider. In May, his battalion returned to France to help with the construction to an aerodrome, but very soon afterwards, the general retreat began, and Stanley Hollis found himself on the beach at Dunkirk, where he won his sergeant's stripes. He managed to escape by swimming to a British vessel. In July 1940, the 6th Green Howards amalgamated with the 69th Brigade of the 50th Infantry Division. Blimey, that's a mouthful. Between 1941 and 1943, the division took part in the North Africa campaigns led by the British Army. In July 1943, they landed in Sicily, where Stanley Hollis was the first time wounded. In October, the division returned to Great Britain to prepare for the Normandy landings. So the guy was involved at Dunkirk. He was also in North Africa and here in Normandy. I mean, he had an eventful war, that's for sure. Hello folks, so you join me in a very sunny calm. Yeah, this is a bit of a shock to the system. Busy city. Also, those tiny little lanes has been brilliant, and now it's lots of traffic, so just got to be a bit wary. Anyway, I'm going to go into town and find something to eat. We find me in central Calm now, and a wonderful cathedral. And a walled castle, which I never knew about. Yeah, so this is a proper big city now, so plenty of opportunity to find something to eat. What's the time? Let's have a look. Oh, crouched in the sunlight. Oh, watch, wake up. 25 past midday. Well, folks, this is a pleasant place. Never expected it to be this nice. Look at this. Well, I don't know what I was expecting, if I'm perfectly honest. They spent some money here. Some nice bike paths as well. I'm just stood here and I was having a look at the map, and I've just realised what this is. So this is the canal that takes us all the way to the ferry port. So I'm just going to follow it all the way to the sea. 10 kilometres thereabouts. I thought somebody had just fallen off that boat, but it's actually a frogman in the water. Must be looking for something. Yes, so the sea is that way, and that's where we're going to go. Pick you up in a bit. So you find me just at Pegasus Bridge here. I've just had my lunch in here. So a lovely omelette, and killed the best part of 3/4 of an hour. A couple of beers. I'm just going to go over at the other side of the bank now. I can see the original bridge, so I didn't realise that this isn't the original bridge. This is actually a replacement when they widened the canal after the war. And the original they've kept it. I can see it through the trees, so that's where I'm off to next. I'm going to go and see the original bridge, and apparently it was made by an American company. So obviously when they were planning to take this bridge, they asked them if what the weight limit was on it, and they didn't exactly know. So a Sherman tank is about 30 tons. So they basically drove one over and saw to see what happened, and obviously it was all right. But yeah, the new one is a bit more up to date.
So I hope you can hear me okay. So this is a Horsa glider. This is what I landed here 80 years ago, starting it all off. And over here is the original bridge. I've kept as a souvenir. Yeah, memorial rather than souvenir. Sounds like you're on holiday for a souvenir. So I'm now in the correct spot where the glider's landed, here next to this pond, duck pond, at 16 minutes past midnight on June 6th, 1944. I mean, you look at the place and it's a pretty small spot to land something without an engine, no GPS. In the dark. I mean, it's incredible. I was reading a thing the other night that you know, they spotted this from 1,000 feet. Sadly, probably the first casualty of the war also took place here, when they were fighting with the soldiers that were defending the bridge back then. I'll go down here out the way of the guy cutting the grass. Oh, we've gone across the road now, so should be alright. Major John Howard, Distinguished Service Order, Company Commander of D Company's 2nd Battalion, Oxfordshire and Buckinghamshire Light Infantry, and were part of the 6th Airborne Division. In the early hours of June 6, 1944, 180 men led by Major Howard landed according to plan in 6 gliders and captured intact the bridges over the Caen Canal, which is now known as this Pegasus Bridge, and the bridges over and the River Orne, which is actually over there. I don't know if you can see the traffic. There's a van there, a white van. So the River Orne is literally over there, a few hundred metres. And 6 gliders, 100 men. 28 took the bridge here. It was lightly defended by 11 German soldiers. Well, I think they were actually not German, they were Czechs and things that have been basically press ganged into the German army. So much so that there was no demolition charges on the bridge itself, because they didn't trust them. There you go. There's a picture of the glider. The canal has been widened in the 90s. I thought it was longer ago than that, but that isn't the original bridge. That is over, as I showed you earlier. Okay, so this is the exact spot that the glider piloted by Staff Sergeants Barkway and Boyle, and also carrying Captain J. Vaughan, Royal Army Medical Corps, and 28 soldiers landed on this spot at 0800. Yeah. Let me start again. Midnight plus 18 minutes on June 6th. So one glider was there, another glider was here, and the third is actually, you can just see over there. I won't walk around because I don't want to leave my bike on its own. It is by the main road, but I mean, that is incredible airmanship. As I said, in the dark, no GPS, good old school fashioned navigation, paper map probably. It's incredible. And I'm glad that they're remembering it. This really is history. And it's good also to the French part of this trip started here. I was a bit wrong in that I was on the wrong side of the canal. In my defence, I was a bit tired. And it's good to wrap up the French side of it here as well. Yeah, it's very detailed, that at best. This was critical. The troops from the beaches reached here at 1 PM on June 6th. We're 4 kilometres from Westrium, but they, as you know, they landed further west because of the sandbanks. Moving away from the Pegasus Bridge behind me. Plan for the rest of the day. The time's now 10 to 3. I need to be at the ferry port for 10 o'clock, 10 PM. So that's 7 hours and 10 minutes time. It's 4 kilometres up there at the canal. So I need to go and find something to do to kill that time. Once I'm on the ferry, we're going overnight to back to Portsmouth, and quarter to 6:45 is time it gets into Portsmouth tomorrow morning. So then it will be a case of saddling up and heading back home. So that's my plan. I'm just keeping an eye on my bike at the same time. That's my plan. This boat's coming up. It's actually the one that the frogman was jumping off of earlier in Calne. So it's taken a little while to get here, but it's going to go through. Is it the same one? Looks it. Yeah, it is. And there goes up the bridge, lifting. Yeah, it's definitely the same boat. And then here he goes. It stopped. Oh, back at the ferry port, I've gone through passport control. Just in the car park now, waiting to get back on the ship, which is actually here. It's just backed in now. So yeah, it's just a question of waiting now. I've just realised I haven't spoke to you for a few hours, so as you can see, it's got dark. So I left Pegasus Bridge and came up the canal, and it was lovely and warm. Not a cloud in the sky. I got to the beach up here, sat on the seawall just soaking the rays up, and the sea fog came in, and had a few hours to sort of kill. Oh, that's alright, I'll just sit here because it was really nice. And I got so cold, I had a wander around the town, and then I ended up in a bar just down here, and 3 coffees, omelette and chips, and a dessert, and that sorted me right out. I was just so cold, it's almost hypothermic, you know. Oh, we're one stage further in the process now, just up that ramp where this lorry's going into the ship. There's something going off over here with the police, because you can see blue flashing lights, and as I was riding up, 2 police officers on e-bikes came bombing by and went off over there as well. Well folks, that's me on the ship. That's a French trip, a French side of this trip over and done with. I've really enjoyed it. I think it'd be quite good to come back in later in the year, not this year, but maybe May time, a little bit warmer. You know, we stood outside there and it was getting a bit parky, you know. And when the marshal there told me to get on the ship, you know, I had to ride up the ramp, and where I'd been stood around for an hour in the cold, my legs didn't want to work. When I did get up there, but I was puffing and panting at the end of it though. So anyway, I've got a coffee. Probably I shouldn't have that because it's now, well, it's 11 p.m. here. Obviously that's an hour behind at home, so we'll use that hour again tomorrow, only to gain it again on Sunday. Anyway, I shall speak to you in a bit.
Viewpoint, 100%. This is what the United States does not understand at all. Right here.